Hi, this is Glenda. This is a video for our Papermates group. I thought we would go with the theme of stained glass. So I've been making cards with stained glass effects. So the first thing is I have the dies for these two, which look like that, and I'll bring those along for our group. Here's the first one I did, and this is super simple and probably one of my favorites. So this whole section here is a case of cutting the die in black, putting it onto sticky adhesive sheet, and then putting something over it. In this case I put gilding flakes, and it is really fast and simple. So the next one I did was probably this one, and I covered it in glitter and then coloured it with alcohol markers. I'd say probably don't bring your best markers, you want some cheap markers for this. It didn't wreck them, but it did put glitter on the nib that I had to wipe off. I have also done this where I have done it in sticky sheet and pulled off all the little bits separately and did different coloured glitters, and I'll never do it again. It's so slow, and this is so fast. So this was the next one where I did it in, what did I do it in? Gold glitter, I think, and then coloured just parts of it. It's been a couple of days. So the same idea again. This one, very similar, except I did different colours of glitter. I think I had 3 or 4 different colours rather than colouring it. And of course it's a white die cut. And this one is a pigment powder background with microbeads. These are Sue Wilson dies, so these are pretty much all techniques that Sue Wilson has shown. So if you want more info, if you search for stained glass on Sue Wilson's channel, all the techniques come up for these. So the next thing is to prepare a background and just put the die on it, as opposed to, these all had the sticky adhesive sheet. This is just an alcohol ink background, and then I put the die cut on top. It's another quick one. This was a bit more involved and probably not practical for Papermates, because what I did was an acetate sheet, and I put mica powder and crystal, what's it called? Glossy accents, crystal glaze, any of the brands you have, and mixed it around and let it set. And then I put my die cut on it and cut it out. This was going to be really quick and easy. I put the sticky onto the black paper before I cut it, and then I just put it onto a piece of glitter paper, except in between that I spent about an hour weeding the pieces out. Because of the sticky sheet, they didn't pop out. So what should have been super fast was not, and then I again used an alcohol marker just to colour a few bits of it, but it was a pinky glitter sheet. So that's variations on a die cut theme. This one I just put an acetate sheet behind the die cut and used alcohol markers, and it was interesting that some colours worked better than others. Some of them really look splodgy and others really quite effective, so who knew. Then I moved on to these ones, which are a stamp. So the first one I did was on vellum and embossed it and coloured on the back. Again, I used alcohol markers. I believe you can use almost any marker. This one I did on transparency sheet and embossed it, again coloured on the back. And this one is on watercolour paper and embossed, and I was trying one of Jennifer McGuire's techniques and it really didn't work for me. I think my image was just too small to succeed, but the colouring part of it's okay. So then the last one is a technique we did about 4 years ago, and I'll put a link to the video. It was on using your computer with card making, and there's a link to this sheet. The information on the stained glass is about halfway through or something, so if you don't want to listen to my rambling, but you can download the sheet, and what you do is simply stamp any image you like onto that printed sheet. So in this case I've done what's here, a tiger and an elephant, and I just stamped them on there, then coloured them in, and then I cut out the oval, and then you cover it with Versamark and a layer of thin embossing powder, and you get this stained glass look. But this one, because I printed these out with a laser printer, after I'd coloured it, I foiled it, and I just love that. I think it looks like faux cloisonne. It's something I'm going to have to try again, perhaps on a smaller scale, and really try and get that cloisonne look. But I was rapt with how that one turned out, purely by accident, because I was watching foiling videos and thought, yeah, I'm going to foil that. So anyway, that's the idea for Papermates. And bring along any dies and stamps you have for stained glass looks. If you want to do alcohol backgrounds, it may even be worth perhaps preparing a couple and bringing them along already done, if things are a bit messy. And of course glitter, you may prefer to use glitter sheets rather than glitter. Just be aware that you might have trouble weeding out the die if you put the sticky on the back of it. We'll have to contemplate that. It may be worth running it through a sticker maker or something rather than like after it's die cut, but then you've got to still get all the sticky out in between. I don't know, but that's my idea for Papermates. So I'm getting a bit early because Easter's coming up, and I thought things might get busy. So if you watched this all the way through, thanks for watching.